to live stream for a little bit. We're testing some software over here, trying to see if we are actually going to be able to do Beyond the Horror this year. Obviously, it seems like it's working. Please welcome to the
Thank
stream,
you.
Murder Motel.
Hey guys.
Welcome,
Stop.
Michael. All right, guys. So we are going to be streaming here for just a little bit. We're going to be letting everybody, ask us some questions, and we're going to be going over some of our favorite theories and topics because, of course, guess what's tomorrow? Guess what's tomorrow, AHS? I'm really excited, guys. I'm so
Tomorrow night.
sorry. I know I kind of seem like I'm all like girly about it, but I can't help it.
Yep, I can't believe it. Tomorrow. I better be home tomorrow night.
Well, when my best friend Britt was watching the Hotel Cortez, when we were watching season 5, she actually had to stay in a haunted hotel. But she refused to watch one of the episodes that Wednesday night when it premiered because I think she was just too scared. So, Michael, it'd be like you'd have your own little American Horror Story.
Right here in the asylum.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not watching Scream Queen season 2.
Oh God, what a mess.
God. So, how on a level of excitement, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, let's talk about excitement. You guys let me know how excited you are in the comments. I'm like at a 7 trillion. What are you guys at?
I'm interesting. I don't know. I was originally real low, like in a 5 or 6, because so much was going on. I was dealing with so much crap, and then all of a sudden it was like this week, and then I saw the opening credits. And when I saw the opening credits of what that fan did for Ryan Murphy, and they got the opening credits, it brought me right back to the 80s. I'm like, I'm in. I'm so in and so happy.
What do you think, Murder Motel? Or what's your level of excitement?
I'm mostly excited to see Cody Fern in a different aspect because I didn't even know who Cody Fern was till Apocalypse. So I want to see what he can do, and if he takes Evan's throne, then I'm fine with it. Don't get me wrong, Evan was like the amazing actor of AHS.
Of AHS,
yeah. And I hated that he left.
But it's just for a season. It's just for a season, so
that we know of.
I hope it's just for a season. Sometimes they take a break
too.
and they realize that they don't want to do it anymore. But you know what I like about what I've always wanted for the show, and because I don't know if you've heard this from Mary knows, is I hated the fact that they linked them. Because coming from the theater growing up, my big thing was Ryan wanted to create a show about an ensemble of actors taking on a different story and different roles and moving different actors in and out of a company of troops, just like back in the old theater days where they would tour the country in these old companies of troops to do it. That was his vision for the show. And then it got away from him with all of this good stuff coming in. And so this season really excites me in a way because it's a new company. We've got a couple familiar faces to link it to American Horror Story, but it's a new company. Let's see what they can do.
Exactly.
And I just want to give a huge shout out to Corey Vega. And Corey is the fan that you're referencing to who made the opening title.
I liked his better than the one that made it to the air.
In July, he actually tagged me and like AHS newsfeed and AHS. He tagged some of his favorite people in the opening sequences way back in July. And I was blown away. And then when I saw them, the actual opening sequences on Ryan Murphy's account, I put 2 and 2. Excuse me. At first, I did not put 2 and 2 together that this is Corey's video. I thought, wow, this is the most badass thing. It so reminds me of Corey. I wonder if they stole his thing. And then I realized, holy shit, this is Corey's. And so I'm just so excited. He was just a fan who made the opening title sequence as he saw it. And obviously the right person saw it. Ryan saw it. And they made it the opening title sequences.
Well, didn't they invite him? Awesome. They invite him to come help with theirs? That's what the story on one of the Hollywood Reporter or something was saying. There was a story about it on Google, and they said that they invited him down to come help with theirs. But it's very interesting. You read between the lines. I don't think he got a dime for it. I don't think he got paid at all for it. Because if you look, there is not 1 second, not one frame that's similar that's the same from Corey's to theirs. They changed everything, and the only reason they would do that is not to pay him.
Well, hopefully they did. I mean, I'm sure he didn't do that for free. I mean, well,
Oh no, I
huh.
wouldn't.
You know, if AHS wanted to make me a head writer and pay me nothing except for a punch in the face, I would do it.
If they asked me to be on the show, I'd be there tomorrow and be like, let me pay you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
What do I owe you for this?
Mm-hmm.
I actually
Dude, in
have
a
a
second.
question for both of you.
Yeah.
If you had one role that you wanted to do in American Horror Story, but it had to be for each season, like a character from each season, which one would it be and why?
If we had to
Just
pick
one from
Like,
each or just one?
Just like a character from a season that's
Kai.
already been filmed.
Kai. I would do Kai in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I'd be Allie.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can see that.
No. I mean, it's not just because I would be like, I want to shoot Michael in the head. No, it's because you got to think about strong female characters in the AHS universe. And either Scathach and Allie is probably got to be the top two strongest, other maybe Lana Winters. But still, I mean, you know, Allie blew the head off of Kai and like became a major politician and took down a cult. So, I mean,
and she also killed her wife.
Yeah.
So
Evan's focus on that character was just you could watch those episodes and just watch Evan every scene and do like a study, do a thesis on just somebody who's is absolutely masterclass acting.
And I'm sorry, guys. We'll get Michael back here in just a second. I think his thing went down. We'll add him back in just a second.
Okay.
What I think that's what Evan definitely was well deserved in taking his break because, I mean, look at what he put in for James Patrick March. That was just. I mean, that was his best, in my opinion. That was his best character role in the entire franchise.
It was, and like he sits there and he does all these roles. And he does everything so good and so well. He has so much stuff to do. He's got to study for it. He's got to make sure he's on point and everything. And that takes a lot of energy out of somebody.
Well, he's
do 3 different characters at once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What he did was just he took that character and he lived it. You watch his responses with the other thing. One of the biggest scenes that really just grabbed me was when he was in the basement with all of his posse and long john underwear and everything. His reaction to every single one of those boys was completely human interactive. I mean, you couldn't see anything as far as line delivery. Evan was just naturally hearing them and reacting to them. It was such an amazing performance. Now that performance fucked him up in the head though, and that's why he's taken a year off because he still had not gotten over. He said he had not gotten over the energy that he put into himself a year later from doing Kai.
Yeah. And then he had to do Manson, of course, and Jim Jones.
Hey, Manson, Manson, and
all the
guy from San Diego, waiting for the aliens. What's his name?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he really is a true master of his craft, and he really does deserve some time off. So
and then he just got beat up in the press.
So glad to have
He got beat up in the press for X-Force or X-Men.
X-Men. I want to say hello to everybody. Thank you all for coming. For those of you who are just late arriving into the live stream, this is Murder Motel. To this way. This is Murder Motel. Okay. And the other guy next over, that's Michael Mullins, right? That's Michael. Yeah. Oh, way past. I could reach over to him. I would. But if I did, I'd reach over and say, Michael, feel better. Okay. There you go. So we're just talking about like AHS in 1984 and some of our favorite theories. So we love you too, Katie. And Melinda, thank you for reminding me that Beverly shot Kai. I said that Allie shot Kai. So he didn't know it was Beverly. Thank goodness. So that's still be a good thing. And S. Mark S, we still love you, we're glad to have you too. It's hello to you. So what is like one of your favorite, craziest theories that you've heard this season? I mean, I didn't hear anything like last year, like shares coming.
I heard they're going to, the biggest thing that I keep hearing that I absolutely do not believe they're going to do, but I keep hearing it over and over, is that it's going to be like a Roanoke. They're filming something there, and it's going to be a twist. I'm like, they just did it. Now, I personally think that we're gonna get the first couple episodes, kind of similar to Apocalypse. First couple of episodes are gonna be that traditional '80s campy slashy horror film. The twist that's coming is going to come and turn the whole thing on the head, and I think this season is going to get dark and serious, and really just psychologically in your face. But I do think it's going to be all at Camp Redwood the whole time.
Yeah, Billy Lord did say that the season was very gory. What do you think, Murder Motel?
I actually heard, and I don't know if it's like someone's theory or whatever, but I actually heard Leslie, I think.
That's good.
Yeah. If it's the character I'm thinking of, I heard that she might be the killer because of the killer's blue eyes and her blue eyes. So, but like that's just a theory. I mean, hell, everybody has blue eyes nowadays.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
it's traditional. It's traditional for those type of movies. The survivor of the one from before, goes out and takes her revenge, and that could be another theory for this season too. Is for like us, Mary, is it could just be a love letter to people that love camp horror films. It could just be a tribute. The whole thing could be just like a Friday the 13th or just like a Halloween, and just giving us that love without a real big twist.
I'll totally take that. If the season tries to be anything else, I mean, now listen, every season wants to stand alone. So I completely understand, Michael, when you say that they're not going to do Roanoke, because yes, doing any kind of film for this season is, or, like for any kind of movie or documentary is too much like Roanoke. Every season stands alone. And unless they're a sequel season, they are not going to be conjoined together in any way. So I really believe that. But if they really try to make it something, if they put too much effort into it, like they did Apocalypse, I'm really disappointed.
Can I say something on Roanoke?
I haven't watched Apocalypse since it actually, well, maybe.
I haven't either. I've never rewatched it. I won't.
September 24th, it comes out.
Can I say something on Roanoke?
Yes, please.
Personally, I think Roanoke shouldn't have been on FX. I think it should have been on the Discovery Channel where a haunting is.
That would be hilarious. Oh my god, that would be so fun. That would be so funny. Roanoke is brilliant. Is absolutely brilliant.
I know. I love the channel where you get a haunting or whatever, because on Fridays,
well, you know that
nobody
that lady
here. The house makes noise. I like to put that show on and scare the shit out of myself.
That lady, that real boring lady that talked in the beginning, she does those shows. Larry was watching some nature show one time, about the stars or something. I was like, oh my god, that's that bitch! That's that bitch from Roanoke. I was like, it's like, holy shit! And she was doing the same thing on these little stars as herself. Yeah.
That bitch from Roanoke. I'm sorry, that was good. Roanoke was amazing. It was, like I said, that's what I love to do sometimes on Friday mornings when my family is gone. And sometimes I'll put in Roanoke because it is just the same.
Besides Freak Show, Roanoke's the season I've watched the most because it's so much fun.
I love Freak Show. I mean, I know my shirt says Freak, but still, I love Freak Show. The message and what they were trying to convey, I think that's over the heads of a lot of people.
Character studies is what I love. If you're going to go that deep into that many unique people, and then I had respect for Freak Show out the gate when he hired real Freak Show actors to come basically tell their story, through this. I had so much respect for Ryan when he did that, and it was about each and every one of them as an individual. Not a big drama, not a big action, not a big thing, but the shock with the whole, in your face at the end was, great, but but by the time that happened, you were mourning those people because in that season you really got to know them.
What was your take, Murder Motel, on Roanoke?
Well, the first one,
and don't worry, we've had people before that have hated it, so don't worry, honey, you can be honest here.
Well, the first segment, I felt like I was watching a haunting. The second segment, I was like, what the hell? Would you call this a twist? This is shit. Like, this is trash. And, like, after, like, that was on live. But, like, when I watched it, I learned to, like, when I rewatched it, I learned to appreciate it more. And, like, since I have ADHD, I can't really focus that well. So sometimes I don't really, like, look into the season that good because of it. So, like, as I went back, I noticed some different things that I missed,
Mm.
and it made it seem better. And I think with everybody, like, you don't see the little things when you first watch it. You notice the little things that you miss, like maybe the second, third time, even if you watched it a million times. You know?
Yeah. I completely agree with that because I feel that way about Murder House. I
Right?
love Murder House. I loved it. I thought it was one of the best pilot seasons of any
Listen.
franchise. And then I go back all these years later with Casey and Maisie and I watch it with them and we're like, you fucking like this? Oh my God. I mean, it was a good show. It's still a good pilot. I mean, don't get me wrong, but there's just some things about the characters that just weren't there. Like I can't believe I gave a shit about Violet or Vivian at all, let alone Ben. And I mean, there were just connections that I obviously had during the first thing when I watched it that I didn't have when I went back again and watched it again. So absolutely. And then of course with Freak Show, maybe I didn't enjoy it as well the first time. But when I got that thing on Blu-ray and I popped that in my Blu-ray player and I actually watched it straight, I thought, bravo! You know?
Right? I was the same way. And personally, Vivian, I think snapped for some strange reason. I don't know. Like I just felt like she snapped and she went all bitch mode. I don't know like what happened to her, but once she had supposedly had Cody Fern, she just snapped because in Apocalypse. Cody
For me,
Fern
some of my favorite characters. Shut up. Some of my favorite characters have come out of Murder House, but I think that show as a season, it didn't age well. It didn't hold up as far as on rewatches because I'll find myself when I have to rewatch a Murder House, I just like flip through stuff and I skip through scenes or skip through whatever. It doesn't grab me like the other seasons. Apocalypse, I've not tried. I just ordered the UK Blu-ray today on a season I'm probably not going to watch because my OCD is going to drive me crazy. Because they're not making Blu-rays in the States anymore. They haven't since Cult. And so I have all the Blu-rays with all the slipcovers. They're all on the shelf matching. And I had to get Cult from the UK, and now I got Apocalypse from the UK to line up there. But we'll see if I do a rewatch of Apocalypse. I liked Apocalypse up through 6. And then when that 7th episode hit, I was done. I was so done. First time that show pissed me off.
Danny, we are so glad to have you in the comments. Danny, actually, I think, aren't you at the level of Beyond the Horror guest as well? So if you are Danny and you want to join the stream, just let us know. If not, I will definitely check on that because that's what we wanted to do here. We're testing the software for Beyond the Horror. We want to make sure that we can stream tomorrow night after the episode. Now, guys, I've been really concerned about the live streaming because I feel worse at night. I feel best in the morning. And Michael and I even tried doing the Pose after show, and it did really, really well. So I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of nervous about doing this tomorrow night. So I'm going to make sure that I have a nap. I'm, stress-free and relaxed. But we are definitely going to have to do just an hour, and then,
What time are we going on? Because I'm going to try and watch this show somehow.
It comes on at 9 p.m. Central Time, so that'll be 10 o'clock for Murder Motel, and then there'll be 7 for you.
7 for me. So I gotta find an East Coast feed.
Okay, so when would me and you be going on then, if that's the case?
When right before the show begins.
Yeah, or are we just gonna do a after, like the after show thing that you do?
Right, we're going to separate those into 2 streams. We're going to do one where you and I watch the show, Murder Motel, and then we're going to cut that stream off at the end, and then we'll do a second separate stream with Beyond the Horror, where we add everybody.
Okay.
It's great because now that way, in case Casey, Maisie, BRT, or anybody wants to do like a little guest joining other than the Beyond the Horror people like Kenny, they certainly can. So now we can we've got a software, we're good to go.
I haven't seen Casey in forever.
I know.
I was like, what happened there?
Actually, I always.
Boy, Maisie.
Maisie pops in. Maisie pops in on the admin group every once. She was just on this last weekend. We talked to her, but Casey I haven't seen.
He's 17 now. Can you guys believe that? He is 17. He started doing this show like when he was like 12, I think, or 13, and he's 17.
Laying in the dark, upside down on his phone.
I know. I miss that little sweet little face, but now he's, you know, a teenager. I told him that if we did get to see him again, he's gonna have to let us gush about how handsome he is and how gross. So yeah, that way we can, you know, do that for him. So yeah, but yeah, so we'll do that for the episodes, and then we know now, of course, that this is a compatible version.
Yeah.
If something happens tomorrow, and for some reason the stream goes kaput, we'll just have to make it up on Thursday. But because YouTube does have a second, or they do have a live stream provider that they want you to use, they prefer you to use. But again, that's like the $260 software. So, and that's on discount.
This works.
So
how much was it also discount?
I don't know, and that's the thing. It's like, so but YouTube also, but they do have a free trial version of it. So I thought maybe we could just use up the trial in case something like this happens with this one. So yeah. But yeah, we're good to go for tomorrow because this was my main focus. I know poor Kenny was so worried about this too. He kept, you know, asking me, are we still good for Beyond the Horror? I'm so scared that we're not going to be able to stream. And I'm like, Kenny, it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen.
Right?
Well, I will let you know if I get the show before then.
Please, and I hope that, you know, of course, you get better, Michael. Of course, before we end the stream, because Michael and Murder Motel and I, we've been kind of testing this for about an hour so far. But is there any character plot idea or something else in the regards to the show that you guys wanted to discuss before we end the stream?
For 1984?
Yes, for 1984 for AHS.
I'm more. I have not one particular character, but I'm more interested to see if are they going to keep them in that campy stereotype the whole time, or is this our promo lead-in into what the twist and the darkness is going to be? That's what I'm curious. I'm curious if it's going to go dark or if it's going to just stay campy. If it stays campy, then unfortunately, all of them are probably going to just stay in that stereotype because that's how they've all been cast, is a stereotype.
Well, I have an idea on the twist.
Okay.
Which to me, I don't think would be a twist. I could be just thinking stupidly. But
come on, Murder Martell. We have to constitute right here. We're to look at the examples, the past examples of what AHS constitutes as a twist. Trust me, it's going to be your idea is going to be much better than what they've got. Come on.
Okay. What if the like first half would be before like they came to camp and the first set of murders that the killer did, and then he got led into the asylum, and then the twist was he came back and killed again, and this was the present.
Like that.
But I don't know if that would be a good twist because you're still in the camp. So
they wouldn't have filmed the later episodes yet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, because aren't they like filming like the back half when the first half is airing?
Yes, that is right. They only film like the first 2 to 3 episodes. Like only the first 2 to 3 episodes are actually done
in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, in the trailer when they actually start. So like up to right now, tomorrow's the premiere. They probably only filmed up to episode 5, so they're probably only halfway through shooting the season, in my opinion. And that way they're going to divide the next. They're probably based on like how viewers react. It depends on how they end and like curtail the end of the season. Because as far as what I've seen in Hollywood is really sad is that they don't actually write their endings. They let testing audiences influence
what stupid.
They would have done. Right. And so
so stupid.
Or they just go into it half-ass and don't even come up with an ending until they get the opinion from the audience. And it's like, as a writer, the first thing I know is how my book is going to end, because the rest of it needs to be tailored. Those little spots, those little snitches in the stories, you know, they all need to be tailored around this ending. And that's how you make a solid book, in my opinion. But
Fandoms are out of control. They feel that they have ownership on these things. It's like I would say, if you want to own something, go make it yourself.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can agree and disagree with you because, like, I think it's a good thing that they're letting the fans choose the ending because it's like we are involved.
Oh, it would be fun to make a concept of that, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying stuff like Harry Potter, like Star Wars, like stuff like that, where these fans get so rabid about what the decision of somebody who's created a franchise, that created an industry from their own head, then the fans want to take over and dictate what's going on. And it's like, you don't get to that choice. That's in that woman's head, or that's in that man's head, you know. But if you make a show or make a like that would be fun actually. If 1984 was like a choose your own adventure, that would be cool.
Right?
Can you imagine what Asylum, Coven, or Murder House even for that would have been if they would have let the fans kind of dictated whether or not the season was good or not?
Well, look at all the shipping for Violent Tate for one reason. That Murder House would have ended so differently because one of the strongest plot points in Murder House was the Violent Tate relationship and how that split and how she told him to go away and she was over it. Here comes Apocalypse, so let's fix that because the fans are mad about it.
I think also the dynamic of how she could love somebody who murdered a bunch of innocent kids. I mean, I know they really weren't innocent. I mean, they were a bunch of asshole kids, but still they were innocent and they were teens, and you really shouldn't be judged, in my opinion, for the things that you do back then. You shouldn't be held responsible for what you do when you're a teen. But the fact that he did kill a bunch of innocent kids and she still loved him, she still wanted to be with him, that should have been red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Dump him.
Right.
Dump him. But for her, it was like, I'm sad and I love you more. Let's make out. You know?
Well, what he did to her family with her presence. And that's why there was the ultimate stroke. You know, she's no, I can't have you doing that. And she told him to go away. And it was supposed to be go away for good.
Not anything else but raping her mother is where she drew the line in the sand. And I'm
murder a bunch of people, kill a bunch of people. You rape my mother, it's done.
Set a man on fire, you know, traumatized all the people that saw it. You know, it's just so much that Tate did. It just so hard to make out with him for it. It's just like I can't relate. Can't relate.
That's what ruined Apocalypse was the fan service.
Which is why, in some way, and way here in the back of my head, I'm scared for this season. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared like Kenny is. I'm thinking that the twist isn't gonna be something that is gonna knock me off my feet. I can't think of a twist.
I have this gut feeling that it is a love letter to camp horror. That's just what I feel. There's gonna be a murder story. Typical of the 80s murder stories. We're going to have the twist at the end of who the killer is, probably Leslie Grossman or something. But it is 12 episodes.
I just thought of a more amazing twist on the killer.
Okay.
What if the killer is Evan Peters the whole time and he never even done, like, it did broadcasting or anything and told us he wasn't going to do the show? So to make us think he's not in the show. And then
I can absolutely see them doing that.
And that would be a twist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I would love it.
That would be funny. I would watch that if they duped us the entire season. I mean, because let's just be honest, they tried to do it last season with Thaisa, Angela Bassett.
Yeah, that's it.
All of them.
Lange was saying she wasn't coming back. Yeah. Because they wanted it to be a surprise when they were back. It's like, no, we get more excited knowing you're coming back. It doesn't have to be a surprise. But yeah, that would be funny actually. They played off the reality versus the show. Evan Peters saying that you wouldn't see me. Oh, here I am.
Right.
Ooh, look what you guys missed. Because who saw Fent Whitrock and freaking Roanoke? I mean, who recognized him as a Polk? I mean, when we saw him in the opening credits.
Fent Whitrock. No, I know. No. Ooh, the Polks. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I know, right? That was some savage shit. I mean, that was.
That's why I loved Roanoke so much was the Polks mainly because that was some wicked shit. That's who I think should be in every season of American Horror Story is what's her face.
Well, no, I love the idea of Lana Winters coming back to do a, like a Lana Winters thing, final survival interview, but I just don't think that's going to happen either. I think that's just every time I go back to prior seasons and I look at some of the videos and I've addressed some of the rumors and there's some things that I've talked about, and it's like, damn, we really thought some crazy shit was going to happen in some of these past seasons. I mean, when you go back,
Can you?
The thoughts, the theories, the rumors in all the past seasons, you think, we just got to keep it simple. Just keep it. Because AHS keeps it simple, it seems. So, Kenny, again, that's a great twist, and I doubt that they'll even use something like that.
There's
Kenny, I'm sorry, Murder Motel. I'm so sorry. It's Beyond the Horror, so I feel Murder Motel is probably Kenny. I'm sorry.
What?
Well, if anything falls suit, is they're doing this whole connect the dots thing, we should have some sort of connection to Asylum. Because it's like the odd shows and the even shows, with the exception of Apocalypse Switch, that kind of run on their own tracks.
Well, in Asylum, one of the storylines happened in 1964, so it can't be a coincidence that this season is happening exactly 20 years after later. Asylum. One of the timelines in Asylum. So yeah.
27. Did you see it?
Not part
I
two
saw
yet.
chapter 2.
Ruined the franchise for me. It ruined the franchise. It sucks.
I loved it.
Sucked. Did you?
Oh my God.
What book was that? The last half. He didn't read the freaking book of the last half hour of that movie.
Really?
He changed major plot points and changed major characters' motivations for those plot points. That I was so mad at it. I need to watch it again, in all fairness, because I was sick and I was mad at it. But the last half hour was just absolutely rude. The first half hour was the best Stephen King adaptation I have seen in all of his work. Going on that first half hour into the Chinese restaurant scene, all of that. Then it started to get a little weird with some choices. But the last half hour was a totally different story.
Okay.
They changed the ending.
Well, they changed the ending to The Shining. I mean, basically almost every Stephen King book, they changed the ending. So,
but let me tell you, the adults they picked were perfect. And like I said, that first half of that movie was, it was like somebody got Stephen King. They were right in his head. Oh God, it was brilliant. But
what did you think about it, Murder Motel? I'm
taking to the theater this Sunday, like last weekend. And I saw it at 2:10. I actually sat there, ate popcorn the whole entire movie, and it was good. Made me jump about 5 times.
Nice.
And there was some scenes that I didn't like when he was killing kids and stuff because of kids. But like,
nobody did.
So like I expect that. But like I prefer those movies over the bullshit 1990 because it was scarier. And the Bill Skarsgård did amazing on Pennywise. He did better than Tim Curry.
Chris, have you read the book?
No, but like I do have it, and I do want to read it.
I've read it more than I've read any other King's books, and
Christine and it, yes,
I've read it because it just absolutely fascinated me because it was a group of friends and you got to follow them. And the reason I was so mad is not the fact that they changed the ending, was because they tried to go into the ending, which is just Mary spoilers a little bit. They try and go into Chud a little bit, and so they start going into the ritual,
that is kind of confusing.
And then they go off on a tangent and completely rewrite their own story. So as a book reader, that's what pissed me off so bad about things, is if you're going to tease us and say we're going to go down this complicated path that King gave you, and then pull it back and make up your own shit, forget it. That's what I'm saying. But I do need to watch it again, because I will give those actors and that team credit that those actors their chemistry is spot on. Their chemistry is amazing, just like the kids' chemistry. Oh, but their kids' faces are weird. They CG'd those kids' faces to make them look the age that they were, and there's a couple angles that you're like, "Ooh, what am I looking at?"
Yeah, okay.
Weird. But
I didn't notice the CG.
You didn't notice it? I mean,
No.
especially Eddie. What's his place that plays little Eddie? When he was in his scare scene alone, he would turn to his side, and his cheeks were like, you guys watch it again. His cheeks are like kind of warped. So I'm like, what is that? It's weird. Yeah, because I guess him and the kid that played Trash Mouth was from Stranger Things. They grew up fast. They're huge by the time they filmed chapter 2.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
so give it a shot and let me know what you think.
Okay. Well, I can't watch it until it actually comes out. I can't go to the theater, sadly, to see it. There's just no way I'll be able to do something like that. But
It'll be out soon.
I'm sure, back then, of course, in the 80s and 90s, you had to wait almost a year before something in the theater came out on VHS. But now you just have to wait like literally 3 months and it's out on digital download. So
Murder Motel was
Exactly.
Adrian Mellon. Was the Adrian Mellon scene? Did it say 7 years from the kids or 7 years later?
Are you talking to me or Mary?
Yeah, because you saw because if that scene really messed with me. I gotta watch it again because Pennywise only comes every 27 years.
Yeah,
And
27
if that
years.
if the Adrian scene popped up 7 years after the kids, that would be changing a major plot point of the thing.
I don't think it said 7. I think it said 27 years later.
Oh, it did say 27. Oh, see, maybe I glanced at it wrong.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Okay.
That would be the story.
Yeah.
Because it was running through my head through half of the movie. I'm like, the Adrian Mellon scene is worse than it is in the book, Mary.
Okay. I've got to ask. Did you see the Child's Play remake?
No, I didn't. No, I have not.
I don't think I'm going to watch that until
I
I
have seen
get some
it.
really good medication to go with it.
I mean, I watched it. I thought it was badass. That's just me, though.
Okay.
Well, I heard the puppetry was more advanced.
Well, it was, and I like the fact that it was like a robot because I don't know. Like I guess I just thought it's different. It's kind of original. It's not like the original movies or
Was it
anything
campy
like
or
that.
trying to take itself serious?
It's kind of both. It's campy in its own way, and then it's kind of more of a comedy than horror.
See, I like my turkey like that.
So
I really like turkey like that.
But like as I was watching it, it made me laugh a lot more than it scared me. But like the scary part about it is since it's a robot and it can control Caslin devices, it makes you think, well, if it can control Caslin devices and it can control Caslin cars, then this bitch can kill you and
Maximum overdrive.
exactly. So like I thought it was scarier on that aspect because anything could happen with this doll because it has connections to you. It knows you. That
is freaky.
That is really
weird.
I just remember being a small kid, a really small kid, like 6 when I saw Child's Play. And that scared the shit out of me. Now, mind you, not as bad as like A Nightmare on Elm Street. A Nightmare on Elm Street traumatized me.
Dream Warriors.
But I mean, still, when you see, I thought, obviously I knew it wasn't real. And, my brothers were like, you're going to be scared of your dolls after when you see it. And, I wasn't like that, but it was still a good, scary, dark movie to watch. For the 80s, it really took that kind of horror seriously, and opposed to modern days where they take horror campy nowadays. So.
The later Chucky movies crack me up. Oh,
they do.
When you brought in Tiffany and stuff, oh god, I love them.
So the first one really does have to be my favorite. It really is the good one. And I mean, the fact that they remade it, I'm so hesitant to see it. It'd be like Suspiria. I haven't seen the new remake of Suspiria because I loved the original. I'm a huge Dario Argento fan. Massive. I have all of his DVDs upstairs. I'm a massive Dario Argento fan. And when they redid Suspiria and it got bad reviews, I thought,
oh wait. Suspiria was the one in the house?
Dance Academy. Susie in the Dance Academy.
Okay, yeah. What was that one in the house that they made with those kids? Those 2 teenage boys come in and brutalize that family in the house, and they remade it shot by shot.
What is it? That sounds so familiar.
It's so good. Oh my god, it was brilliant.
That's a Dario Argento movie?
I'm trying to think. Any comments now, Gary?
So. Wait, was it the one that was like way 80s?
Yeah, it was made earlier, 80s or 70s, and then this new generation came in and they redid the film with all new actors, but it was shot by shot. line by line. It was complete, total, pure
Last house
remake.
on the left, maybe.
Maybe they were all the two boys were in white. They were like in white polo outfits, and they had golf club.
You must be thinking of Spit on My Grave. I think.
Maybe.
Didn't they do that from like script to line, or was that different in the remake? Because I know they remade like 3 different versions of it.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it was brilliant. It was a very Strangers-esque kind of thing. It was like Strangers. These two kids come in with a pretense of, helping this family, and then they capture the family in the house, brutalize them.
I'm so
But
sorry.
the two kids that had those boys play them was just intense. So, because see, that's my biggest fear is somebody in the house. Because it happened to me, and it was like, and it's just it's traumatizing. It's absolutely it changed your damn life.
I can't get past the rape scenes on certain movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Like a personal reason, because
Mm-hmm.
I was sexually assaulted one
Mm-hmm.
year, so it's kind of iffy for me. But like I force myself to watch it because I don't need to be like that in a way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, see, that whole thing was my phobia before it happened to me. It was like my ultimate phobia. Then came true, and once it came true, it like really screwed with my head for like a year. I mean, really, really screwed my head for like a year. And since that incident happened, I specifically will sit down and force myself to watch The Strangers a couple times a year, just to be exposed to it, just to continue to see it.
Debbie Babebi says that movie that you're talking about is called Funny Games.
Yes. Thanks, Debbie.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Look that up, Mary, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
I don't think I want to see it now, though.
They are shot
Is
by
that the
shot.
one with the clown?
No. It's 2 boys, 2 like early 20-some-odd boys. They're in all white like polo uniforms. It's kind of like a beach resort, where rich people go, hang out, in summertime or whatever. This family comes in to their little rent a house or the house that they own. Kind of like what's the place in New York that they go to? Hamptons. And so it's kind of like that deal, but it's these 2 rich kids come into the house, pretends to kind of get to know the family and get their trust a little bit. And they get in the house, and it's just a lot strangers. These kids brutalize the fuck out of this family. And the original was so much less graphic, but they showed that they could redo it in modern times and be that much more horrifying the same way, shot by shot.
Well, I want to say on that horror note, so guys, who you will be seeing for Beyond the Horror this year? Of course, you will be seeing Michael over here, way over here. Okay. Of course, Murder Motel, if you would like to join Beyond the Horror, you are very welcome to, because you have gone way beyond that level. And then
oh yeah, I'm like penthouse level.
Yeah. No, you're like foundation level. You're like everybody should bow down on their knees to Murder Motel.
Yes.
Kind of level.
I'll send you my doctor's bill.
Back here. That's what I should do, is put a statue of Murder Motel.
Okay. I actually have a question for y'all. I've been like very iffy about it.
When I've had guests on before, I totally understand. They've been very nervous, and they've kind of even doubted before.
It's not about like me being a guest or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I started this channel and thought about doing reviews way back in 2016. I did it, but I didn't think my content was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kind of was like, I thought it was like boring. People didn't want to watch me, so I kind of like backed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I just kind of like got in my head.
Sure.
And I want to come back, but I don't know if people want to watch me or.
You got to get over that. You got to get over that and just make it about. Here's how I look at it. It's this new type of platform. I mean, I'm different because I grew up in the theater, so it's a little bit different for me. But as far as this platform, I look at it as the conversation between us. It's if you like talking to me, talking to Mary, talking to you, engaging it with people, then that's what makes for a good show. That's what makes for people want to hear other people sit around and bullshit about stuff. So it becomes a really engaging. So just engage yourself with the community you're with.
Okay,
That's how I
because
look
like
at it. Mary, you may have.
I kind of like want to do the same thing that you're doing, Mary, and like kind of have people like come in, do a live stream with them, and like just talk and just do that.
You should. I mean, it does. It's a little hard at first because yeah, you do worry about
Yeah.
the content that you put out, but
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Not everybody's gonna like you, but there are gonna be some people who love you, and those are the people worth making the channel for. So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And again, it's I'm kind of thankful that my channel has never like blown up because
You know, it got close last year.
it's you get some unexpected things like kids they lie to you. They will not, they're not this 13-year-old kid. They're like a 70-year-old male, or they didn't have their parents' permission to be on your show. There's lots of things that come up when you're running a channel and when you interact with people. So if in my head, don't worry about your content. You need to worry about how to just ignore people and you just put out what you want to put out.
Okay.
Because like, your channel.
And at the time, I was going through like a bunch of shit. I was going through a bad breakup and everything, and I wasn't really over it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in a good place.
What was that?
So
Huh?
like, I think I'm more in a good place
Oh, okay.
now than I was back then.
What was it?
Absolutely.
So I think I'm ready to come back.
No, but what was the med?
But like, I kind of want to know what the audience wants. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of. Like,
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do go back and I rewatch my videos and I'm like, that was pretty good. I said something funny as fuck, or I'll go back and I'm like, oh my God, that was a shitty video. I actually put that out. But the thing is, it's like swimming. You just literally have to get on that diving board and just upload that video and dunk right in. So, I mean,
And above anything else, like what you enjoy what you're doing. Just have fun.
Exactly.
And if you're having fun and you're really you're doing it for the emotion for yourself, it'll show. It'll come out.
And Lewis in the comments right here says, it's all about personality. Murder Motel, you got it.
There you go.
And there's a lot of people who are agreeing in the comments with you, Lewis, that Murder Motel, your presence is pleasant. And yeah, absolutely. And what we really want to do is we just kind of want to rip this show apart, talk about our fun things, talk about our not fun things. So yeah, usually what I like to do is just go over a synopsis with you guys and talk about our ideas and what we thought, what we hated, what we didn't, and it goes by so fast.
Right?
It goes by so fast. Sometimes I thought about making this show 2 hours or 2-parter, But I think you're going to be, especially with Kenny, I think you guys are going to have some great energy, all of us together, and we're going to make this a funny fucking show.
Like that's what I kind of want to do is mine, but like I tried to do an intro because the first time I named this, I was thinking Murder Motel because Bates Motel was on at the time, and I was like, American Horror Story, Murder Motel,
Yeah.
And like I put like hotel and Bates Motel in one intro, but I can't use it because of copyright. And the intro was badass, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to it. Like, it's gone. Like, I
tell in the beginning of mine, they've never struck mine, surprisingly.
I know, I'm surprised yours never got struck.
Well, yeah, that's very surprising because I was like, you should change your intro, especially with the Exorcist music that you used last time. Because I was like, that's sure to get struck.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like, if I come back, I want
Danny changes the music, doesn't he, a little bit? Because I think if you change so much of it off a different beat or a different tone or speed it up, I think you bypass that copyright law. And I think Danny does that for changes.
No, actually, Danny just does the covers. I have to just pick music that not be struck by copyright, or I'll just take the hit. And when they hit me with the demonetization, I'll just be like, it's no big deal. I won't make the video anyway. So, it's usually those videos that I know they're going to strike that I'll use the music and I'll understand that I'm just not going to get paid for it. And that's basically over 3/4 of my videos. But, again, I don't get paid ever through YouTube, but it's just really with patrons. That's really what funds the channel. So,
well, now you can't really get paid through YouTube unless you have 10,000 subscribers. So like, it's just like at first I was like, I'm doing this because it would be fun. It would be fun to get paid, and like kind of make it a job because like I'm trying to find a job here. It's hard as hell.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't get paid.
Like,
well, the thing is too is that you also have to reach a minimum every month with YouTube in order to even get paid. So let's say you get $50 of super chats. If you didn't make $100 in ad rev and super chats together, then they won't give you that money. And when they do give you that money, it's 60% of what you actually, or it's 40% of what they actually donate.
They take 60.
So yeah.
Did you hear what they're doing to kids or to kids channels? Like, say you're into Star Wars action figures or you're into Harry Potter wands or whatever. Any product that is being discussed or the focus of the channel that is directed towards children, but it's adult collective, they're no longer going to be able to put notifications on their videos. They're no longer be able to have comments on their videos and no monetization of their videos. So these people's whole livelihoods, whole channels are going to go away. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks because families out there depend on that.
Yep. Right. Yeah. The fan base does totally depends on it. And if it's a adult collective fan base,
more Murder Motel and like kids shows or kids YouTube anymore. Yep. And my kids watch a lot of kids YouTube. They love a lot of those.
Lego is a huge thing. There's hundreds of Lego communities out there that do these things because Lego is such an involved community that goes all over the world. All of those channels are going to be the same way.
Can you imagine if all of a sudden, like the YouTubers like Jeffrey, which I mean, obviously he's not going to be demonetized, but those major popular million subscriber YouTubers who make a lot of money every month to all of a sudden have that cut off.
Miranda Sings? Is Miranda going to be taken down? She's geared to kids.
I cannot imagine because when the recession hit, like in 2001, in the Bush era, it didn't hit me and Blake. We didn't have anything. We had an apartment and a car and that's it, and a kid. But my brother-in-law lost like his second home, his third home, I mean, everything just like downward spiral. So I can only imagine these YouTubers now who would not be getting paid that were used to getting all that money.
Yeah, somebody like her, she's 100% YouTube. That's what she does one of the tours and stuff. But
hey, we can see our favorite YouTuber soon at McDonald's.
What?
No, I mean they'll be working there,
Oh.
No, I mean
what?
So I mean that really sucks. I mean, honestly, that's a really brilliant way to not have to go into the office. Do you know how many people fucking hate going into the office every day? My husband is number one. I mean, obviously he has good people and he works for a good company. So it's just the whole mentality that he goes to work. It's because he has a good job and good people that it makes it to where he's happy to do it. He's not one of those people like Office Space where he's like, I hate my job. So, but now those people are sadly going to be able to relate their jobs.
Yeah.
Seriously, because I wouldn't want to be in their shoes.
I mean, as a collector of many things, I depend on this. It's like, what are comic book guys? I mean, there's because I'm such a huge comic book fan. It's like there's guys that go on there and they sit there and they analyze and they discuss these comics and go into that. YouTube is going to consider comic book a children's focus when these comic books are not child's focus.
Well, that is just so crazy stuff. So let's go.
But it won't be you.
And because I need to start moving along here. I'm still.
Yeah, I keep kicking people out of the room. I don't know what they're here. I got
a video that I'm trying to get out today, and that's my top 10 underrated characters, and I'm almost done with it. So I'm trying to get that out, and I have Miss Bellatrixa and Murder Motel's sim done, and I'm trying to upload that.
Wait, when you said sim, I'm like, what is she talking about? Why is she making me a sim? Like, what?
My kids. I wrote down all of my active patrons, and I had my kids go through and pick out their top 4 names that they just randomly. And so I don't remember which kid, but one of the kids liked your name. So what I did with those 4 names, turned you into a sim. I took your, it's like opposite traits and personality, just this fictional person, and turned you into a sim. And I moved you into a famous murder house. I made the Michael Myers house. I made the Amityville house. I made the Nightmare on Elm Street house and the Evil Dead cabin. So those 4 patrons are each going to be moved into a murder house. And Debbie is already one. Miss Bellatrix, you, and then
hilarious.
I don't know.
I actually played Sims 4.
I want to say it's Andrew Venom, but I don't think it is Andrew. Anyway, so you're all, it's like a soap opera. We're going to be doing soap operas Sim style. So we're going to see who's having whose baby and who's haunting who.
This is my Sim.
Oh my God, yes!
I think I look like Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, you do.
Come on. You got to put Murder Motel. I got to rock your body. Come on.
No, what's that cry song he does? Oh.
All right. So it's like a soap opera series. Just something funny that I'm trying to upload, just extra for patrons, just extra content for you guys, just trying to give you something extra for you to watch, to do, and then so that way we can resume the live streams here soon. So
well, if I came back and wanted to do a Patreon myself, how would I do it?
So you set yourself up an account.
Which I already have.
Okay, perfect. So you probably want to like make a video of why people would want to be patrons, and then of course for a thank you. And then yeah, you just got to go through the form that they list you for patron. You got to fill out the tiers. Those are kind of what you want, though. You got to decide on what levels people would get. What things they would get, what things you could offer to people who are on certain levels. So it really is like a creative, you got to kind of come up with your own level kind of a thing. But if you just follow through Patron, they have a pretty comprehensive setup where you can set up your levels and all that stuff, and then to track everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna when I get off here on board here, I'm gonna Google see if I can get that show in your time, and I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, because as far as I know, FX will air the show no matter what's time zone we're in. We all get it at the same time.
Is it doing that? See, I thought FX Plus was doing that, but FX, the regular service now, is not. I don't think it's doing that because I wasn't getting posts till my time. Yes, but I do have a VPN that I can change my time zone in VPN, but I don't know if I will catch it because FX requires the cable provider, and when it links you to the cable provider, it links you to the cable provider in your time zone.
Well, they were not going to have it at 10 p.m. for Murder Motel, so I know him and I are definitely going to get it at the same time.
Yeah,
we're going to be able to watch it simultaneously. So, yeah, check on that, Michael, and we'll work on that because last year, weren't you on Beyond the Horror?
Yeah, because I had the FX Plus. I was able to see it early.
That's right. We were watching it we got up at 2 a.m. to watch it.
Me and you were up. Yeah, exactly. At the crack of dawn, watching the thing. Yeah.
I'm like, are you feeling this one? I'm feeling like shit. How are you feeling? I'm feeling like shit. Did you see what Michael just did? Yeah.
There was nights we were sick as dogs up doing that mess.
I know, but we're like messaging each other. You got this. You got this. Okay, so we will I'll set up some links because I can actually set up the links with this system, so everything will be set for you guys for tomorrow, and I'll add the links for you guys to come on. And I'm so excited about tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, fun.
So am I. Is it going to be like a stream before the show, like a pre thing? Because I know you do that sometimes.
I know
we were doing it
this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing it.
Are you still doing it?
No, I don't think I can do it this year.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put it in my calendar and stuff.
And I can only imagine how 3 hours of streaming would do to me tomorrow night. Of how I'd probably need the hospital after that. So
just come on, join me. I get this plenty of space.
Right? Hey, we can watch the show together, Mike.
Exactly.
Right?
That's using our head. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Jason says, I know AHS is on at 10 o'clock Arizona time, which is the same time as California time. Just putting that out there. Thank you so much. So I appreciate everybody for being here during this test. We just wanted to make sure that the program worked and that we were able to live stream us for Beyond the Horror. So don't forget that it will be us and Kenny. So we are very excited about tomorrow night. We will, of course, be here tomorrow immediately following the scenes for next week of American Horror Story. Okay?
After the preview.
Usually what we do, Murder Motel, is kind of like what we did today, is I'll get you guys all together on the stream before we go live. We'll just be like, oh my God, did you see that episode? And we'll just, kind of like let our minds be blown for like a few seconds. And then we're like, okay, we'll pull ourselves together and then we'll start. So yeah. So, all right, guys, let's see who survives at summer camp tomorrow night. We will see you all tomorrow. Thank you again for being here. And this is Mary Girl Moody, Murder Motel, and Michael Wright way over here saying bye and thanks for watching.
Virtual hugs from
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night, job. Bye.